Hey Eric, how are you?
Hey Neil, very good, very good. Thanks for having me.
Yes, great to have you. I'm actually following your work also on LinkedIn and all the stuff that you're doing on crypto.com. But in order for our audience right now to get a context of what you're leading at the company, maybe you can give us a little bit of a background about yourself.
No, for sure. I've been with crypto.com for now about 4 years, and I'm currently the Chief Operating Officer at crypto.com. I have the chance to work directly with a wide range of teams, products in particular, new venture team. I work with strategy and research as well, all things related to growth, acquisition and engagement and CRM, partnerships as well with third-party sales on our institutional platform, our exchange, looking also at items around blockchain, infrastructure, and wallet integrations, and finally data, very exciting topic as well.
Yeah, and every day we're hearing about a new product at crypto.com, a new initiative, a new partnership. I want to ask maybe first for people who don't know crypto.com, what is crypto.com? What does it represent? Maybe lead us through some of the products.
Sure. So crypto.com has been around now for about 5 years, and it's kind of the world's fastest growing and regulated crypto platform out there. We are serving about 10 million customers today and really addressing all their crypto needs, whether it's buying crypto, it's spending it in the real world, or just growing it. I think you can see us also as a very critical bridge between traditional finance and then digital assets. We are here to really accompany users through their journey, from the crypto curious to the more advanced algo traders or the DeFi yield seekers. And today we operate quite globally. We cover about 110 markets, and we have a pretty big team, around 2,600 employees across the globe.
Wow. Yes, and by the way, you're based where?
I'm calling you from Hong Kong.
Wow. Amazing. And I'm hearing lots about crypto.com. I have a specific question about the card and the spending, and how do you drive to mass adoption, because you're doing lots of campaigns. So I'm curious to know about the card, and then maybe tell us what are the main ingredients of taking this to the mass, public, to the mass global adoption.
Sure. We're quite famous for this card product, the crypto.com Visa card. I think it was one of our first product we launched in Singapore. Then we expanded to Asia, to the US, to Canada, to Europe. And we have today the biggest card coverage and the biggest transaction volume across all crypto cards globally. I think it's an interesting product because it's familiar to people. And that's why that's a very powerful tool for adoption. People are familiar with credit card, with going, buying their coffee, buying their clothes online, and using the card is something that they already do. But what we've done is really make the product, a lot more powerful. First of all, it's beautifully designed. It's a metal card. It looks super cool. Secondly, it gives you great benefits. You get up to 8% cashback, free Spotify, free Netflix. So it's extremely attractive, and also great cashback on all transactions that you do across the board. So it's a super cool product. We're looking to expand it and make it more local when possible. So for example, we're about to launch in Australia locally. We also are looking to launch in LATAM and Brazil very soon. So continuing to expand the geo coverage there, and also make it more relevant in terms of the rewards and the benefits in each market where we operate.
Wow. And so markets that you said, like it's a global company, you said 10 million, I think, people using. Is it specific markets, or for example, for the card? I want our audience to understand if it's, where can they get it? I mean, and then is it possible in their countries?
Yeah, today we're covering 3 continents, so US and Canada for the Americas, and hopefully launching very soon in LATAM. In Europe, we're in 30+ markets, including UK. And in Asia, we cover quite a few countries, notably in Southeast Asia, Singapore, and soon launching locally in Australia.
And one of the big topics that I see is trying to drive to the mass adoption by partnering with sports teams and engagement in the kind of entertainment stuff like that. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about that as well.
Yes, I mean, you've probably seen the last few months, we've been quite lucky to forge some very interesting long-term relationship with top brands, in particular in the sports arena, Formula One, UFC, 76ers in the US, Fnatic in the in-sport category, Canadian Montreal for hockey in Canada, also in soccer with PSG, of course, or the league in Italy as well. So I think that's very interesting for us to first get crypto out there and drive a bit more adoption through awareness and by being associated with trusted brands and big teams. I think that helps the overall category. It also helps people connect with crypto.com and especially top of the funnel, getting them a sense that we're working with the top brands and they're choosing us as well as a trusted partner for the long term, not only from a sponsorship standpoint, but also integrated, whether it's for NFTs or crypto payments, and also within the sports itself. So beyond the announcement, the activation and how our teams, especially on the marketing front, are working with these different brands is fascinating. It's really being part of the sports, appearing where it's an important moment, and creating new awards or specific experiences really embedded into the sports. And I think that's where it really comes to life. And it enables us to reach very large audiences that we couldn't do otherwise. Some of these sports have 600 million, 1 billion viewers in their category. So it's really huge reach. And we can be connected at the right time for the right moment with these fans. So I think it's quite incredible.
So behind these big campaigns and ads, there's actually work with the sports team of how to drive, how to tell the story to as many. And I understand from you that they also, and of course, see it very, very attractive because they understand this is the future, right? This is the new economies. You said NFTs, for example, and digital currencies for all these teams. You mentioned NFTs, so I'm wondering, I'm seeing lots of drops that you're doing. How well does it go for you? Does it build a community around it? Does you see people excited about the new launching NFTs on your platform?
Yeah, definitely. And still a new product for us. I think we launched it back in March, and we started first with a curated platform. So attracting creators, working with them, designing the offering, the pricing, and promoting it as well when it goes to market through drops. And we had already big brands like Aston Martin, big artists like Snoop Dogg, and then creators in general working with us. And we have a lot of demand these days. We're doing about 1 drop per day, and we're moving to 2 very soon because there's so much interest. So that's a good sign, and we're getting a lot more value for the NFT platform users. But it's also important for us to open up, especially if you want to create a community. It's some of the community members are also creators. They also want to participate in this kind of new journey. So we've recently opened up the platform. It's just the beginning, about 2 weeks ago, where creators from any places can come and start minting for free their NFT and selling it instantly into the marketplace to all the users out there. I think it's a big next step for the platform, and I think it will help connect and forge the community. So I'm very excited about that. Of course, you've seen some of the brand partnership that we've done on the NFT side, but not all of them have been activated. Formula One, UFC, 76ers and Fnatic all mentioned that collaboration that are underway. So those are going to be super exciting. So I'm looking forward to it and engaging also with the fans of these different sports.
Yeah. By the way, the players themselves, they're also interested. The players in these teams, the soccer team, let's say, they're also interested in engaging more with their fans, allowing them to purchase limited edition, NFTs or stuff like that.
Yeah, we see, I think a lot of people are experimenting now with NFTs. It's a new way for brand personalities, influencers to have that direct interaction with their fans and build this new connectivity and new experiences. What's very interesting is the utility now that people are building on top of NFTs. It's just not a piece of art that you're buying, but you're becoming part of a club and you have benefit attached to it if you own certain NFTs or you buy into certain collection that are building and building throughout time. So that's very, very interesting. Not only in the sports category, but you see it with Avatar and other kind of groups and communities that are being built. The NFT become the primitive of the community, a building block that people are building on top. Sometimes the brands, but sometimes open source communities and people are just interesting to add value to these communities. So that part is fascinating, and it's really just the beginning.
And how are you making these NFTs and also the platform so adaptive to new users, to new beginners who don't know how to trade in crypto, and how do you educate, let's say, on your platform, making it simple and sticky? Like what are the ingredients for your success? Because I think what I like about crypto.com is that and I'm watching, by the way, lots of influencers. You're working also with influencers and teaching their audiences of the benefits of the card or everything, all the stuff that you mentioned. How are you making this? What are the onboarding for a new user to start engage with NFTs on your platform and with trading?
Yeah, so I think just to step back before even people go into the platform, download the app or go on the NFT platform, people need to feel safe, and the product they will be using is also very secure. That's, I think, kind of the foundational building block. And for that, we have invested a lot in security and also compliance. We have some of the highest certification in data, and we have a very strong culture within the company, what we call zero trust and defense in depth in everything that we do when we build a new product, and work closely with our security team and also external actors to help us strengthen our product. We also invest in insurance. So we have the biggest crypto insurance coverage in the industry today, $750 million of crypto asset insured. And we continue to invest and grow these properties and these certifications as we go. So that's, I think, the foundational layer. When you heard about crypto.com, maybe through some of our brands partnership, and you also know that when you enter our ecosystem, it's secure and it's safe. I think that's really the first one. Then the second item, of course, is the ease of making a transaction, the UI. I think we spend a lot of time on that, making it easy for anyone to use traditional fiat instrument, debit, credit card, 2 taps. You can buy as small as $1 of Bitcoin. That experience is very critical, especially for the crypto curious. That first commitment is difficult to buy your first crypto. So we want to make it super easy, and we want to allow you to use any traditional instruments that you already have, whether it's a bank transfer, credit debit card purchase, or another digital wallet that you're used to have in your portfolio. That first transaction is very important, and the connectivity to the traditional fiat instrument is super key. Same on the NFT platform. We don't require you to have MetaMask installed or other wallets to start transacting. You can just buy an NFT with your debit credit card. We also have our own payment product, Crypto.com Pay. If you're already a Crypto.com app users, it's instant. You can pay with the assets that you have on the wallet, and it's confirmed instantly. It's actually the most heavily used product on the platform for payment. And we have a lot of NFT platform coming to us to use Crypto.com Pay, because it works very, very fast, and it's super easy to use if you're not, so advanced in your journey with crypto.
Amazing. Wow. Well, we basically covered most of the questions, and it led me to the last questions. Where do you see the future of crypto, of NFTs, and from your position at a company like Crypto.com? involving maybe institutions, traditional institutions. I'm sure you also have products for that, right? Where do you see it going?
For sure, over the last 12 months, I think we've seen tremendous growth in institutional demand. You've seen all the big guys, JP Morgan, Fidelity, all the big payment network also, Visa and MasterCard, as well as investment bank and entering the space, whether offering products to their customers or opening accounts in traditional crypto players, or investing for some part of their treasury into Bitcoin or other assets. So that trend is happening, and we're supporting some of these institutional clients primarily through our exchange venue, and we've seen tremendous growth there. Very strong interest to have access to a tool that gives them deep liquidity and very fairly priced fees, and of course very secure and robust and regulated, which is very important for these players, with strong custody. So we've seen very, very good traction here. We still have some markets we're not covering that we will open up in the next few months and continue to build services for this type of clientele that requires, of course, a bit more high touch with a service like a dedicated salespeople, dedicated technical support as well, especially for all these institutional players use API and at high frequency. So it's they need some specific support to cater for those needs. So I think that's growing, and we're seeing more and more demand on our platform in particular. And our volumes have been pretty, the growth has been fascinating to watch. I think over the last months, we've moved from a few $100 million per day to $3, $4, sometimes $5 billion of trading volume on our exchange platform. So it's been an incredible growth journey there. And we're quite thankful to all the support we've got from institutions.
Amazing.
And then maybe on your point around the future of crypto and NFT, maybe I'll add one or two comments there. I think on the crypto side, we've followed and we've started to invest and provide services on DeFi. I mean, this is the next wave. Here, there was the DeFi summer, and it has continued to grow dramatically over the last 12 months. We've built a DeFi wallet that anyone can use. It's a non-custodial product. You have full control of your assets, and you can participate in most of the DeFi protocol today and swap tokens, etc. So we're doing a lot on that front, and we're also supporting some blockchain initiatives. We've been part of the Cosmos ecosystem for more than 3 years now, and we're supporting one of a new chain that will emerge very soon called Kronos. That will be a EVM compatible chain, so you can deploy your smart contracts from Ethereum instantly into Kronos, and it's low fees, fast transaction, and it's connected to our entire ecosystem, which is very, very powerful for any developer that wants to start building and contribute to the different part of the DeFi ecosystem, borrowing, lending, AMMs, aggregators, oracles, etc. So this is fascinating. The mainnet is coming October 19th, and we have so much interest and demand that we can already see in the testnet competition we have running, the hackathon, etc. There's going to be a big one. DeFi in general, I think, is going to be very exciting. And we'll try as a company to make it simple for people to participate natively on the DeFi platforms, but also by abstracting DeFi and just giving the value for crypto users. That's on the crypto side. I think on the NFT side, we're barely scratching the surface today. We've started with digital art, but it's basically any type of data that will be represented by NFT, and you can showcase authenticity as well as ownership. So that already it's covering real estate, it's covering gaming items, clothing items, and a lot more IP rights and other stuff that will come down the road. So we're really just starting here, especially as you see with COVID and the world becoming more digital, all these virtual worlds and metaverses that are appearing. NFT will be a strong tool to showcase your identity, to showcase your items, and make it interoperable which is very important in the world that we're building with crypto, that the notion of community, decentralization, and open source, having the ability to move these assets, these representations of assets across multiple platforms is going to be very key. And they will be kind of the primitive of these new words that are being built. So we're super, super excited to see that happening in GameFi, in all the metaverses, in the avatar space. It's going to be an amazing journey.
I think you are very, very strong positioning yourself. The company is doing amazing. Everything you mentioned, all the markets, the segments that you mentioned, the NFT space, of course. Yeah, it's an amazing value proposition also with the card and everything that you're doing. The messaging is very, very clear. The partnerships, and I'm like thinking we are here at Summit, people are watching you, and the whole point of the Summit is the matchmaking to do business. We call it a matchathon sometimes. How can people connect to you?
Twitter, Eric Node, N-O-D-E, and we can chat directly there. Yeah.
Great. I'll put the link as well, and thank you very, very much. Amazing.
Yeah, it was a pleasure to connect. Cheers.
Yes. Take care.